How are you doing, math learners? This is your free access math teacher Ash, and welcome to ML with Sir Ash. For today's lesson, we're going to discuss a geometry topic, and that is all about circles. In this video, you will learn the related terms and the proper notation on how to write these related terms. But before anything else, hit that subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of these cool clear math videos just like this. Hello math learners! Welcome to another session here in Math Learning with Sir Ash. Today, we're going to discuss the most essential learning competency-based lesson for quarter 2 of the grade 10 mathematics, which is all about circles. Now, the first question is, what is a circle? A circle is a round-shaped figure with no corners or edges. In geometry, it is a closed two-dimensional curve-shaped figure. The next question is, what are the terms that is related to circles? Okay, math learners, we have here the terms that are related to circles. The radius, the diameter, the chord, the arcs, which is categorized into three, the minor arc, the semicircle, and the major arc. We also have the angles, the central angle, and the inscribed angles. Now, how do we name these parts and how do we define these terms that are related to circles? The first thing you should know is how to name the circle. The same as any figure in geometry, the circle is named through its point. But in naming the circle, you just need to know the point in the center, and that is basically the name of the circle. For example, if we have this figure, the name of this circle is circle O. The proper notation is basically you make a small figure circle with a dot in it and the point that is located in the center of the circle, which is, in this case, the point O. Easy, right? Now, let us go to radius. How do we define radius? Radius is a line segment in which the end point is part of the circle and the other end point is in the center of the circle. So, how do we see that one? In this case, we can see a lot of radii. By the way, the plural form for radius is radii. Okay, so basically, as we can see here, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 radii. Now, how do we name them? Very simple. You just need to get the endpoints of that line segment. For example, we have OP. So that is OP. And then you make a line segment above those letters. Another is the QO, RO, as well as SO, TO, and UO. SO, TO, and UO. Now, remember this, my dear math learners. You can name the radius regardless of any direction. You could name OP as PO, QO as OQ, and same as the other line segments. Easy, right? Now, let us go to diameter. Diameter is a chord in which it is a line segment where the two endpoints is part of the circle, but it passes the center of the circle. Basically, that is two opposing radii. As you can see here, this is one radius and another opposite radius. If you get the two endpoints, you have a line segment that is PS. That is considered as a diameter. So how do we name a diameter? The same way as we are naming the radius. We will use the symbol line segment on the two letters, which is the endpoint of your line segment. And that is, in this case, we have PS, line segment PS. We also have line segment RU. Easy, right? And now, what if we go to the term chord? Remember, as what I've said earlier, diameter is a chord. By definition, the chord is a line segment in which the two endpoints is part of the circle, regardless whether it passes in the center or it doesn't passes in the center, as long as the two endpoints is part of the circle, then that is a chord. Okay, so how do we name them? First and foremost, the diameter is already a chord. So, we can have PS and RU. Same goes if we need to find more chords in this given figure, we have the line segment UT. Because UT has two endpoints that is part of the circle. Is there any other? Okay, I guess there are none. There are only three chords in this figure. Easy, right? Now, let us go to arcs. Arcs is divided into three groups: the minor arc, the semicircle, and the major arc. This categorization or this classification is based on the measurement of the arc. Minor arc is said to be as such if the measurement of the arc is less than 180 degrees. The whole circle has a total measurement of 360 and half of the circle is 180. If the arc is less than 180, meaning that is a minor arc. Now, if the arc is exactly equal to 180, then that is what we call the semicircle. And, of course, if it goes greater than 180, then that is what we call the major arc. The next question is, how do we name minor arcs and major arcs? Okay, so in this case, the arcs is located on the circle, meaning they are part of the circumference. So as you can see, this is a diameter, this is a whole circle, right? Of course, the diameter divides the whole circle into two because it passes on the center. Therefore, if this is your diameter and the arc that encompasses that diameter, then that is a semicircle. Okay, so for semicircle, you can have PQS or PRS. Basically, you can also name it in this part. So you can have PUS and PTS. Of course, if this is your basis, another way to put the semicircle is UPR, UQR, and on the other side, we have UTR and USR. So basically, in naming the circle, there are two ways. You can use three letters, such that the first letter will start from that position going to the other side, which results to 180-degree measure. Basically, some book says that you can name a semicircle with just two letters or 2 points. So from here, you can name the semicircle as PS, arc PS, okay, or SP, and you can name it as UR. So that is also a semicircle. So remember, my dear math learners, if you really want to name the semicircles, you just need to base your arc from the endpoints of the diameter. Easy, right? Now, let us go to the minor arc. Okay, math learners, for the minor arc, remember that it is less than 180 degrees. Of course, if this is your minor arc, and that is less than 180 degrees, basically, you just need to name at least 2 or 3 points, but be sure that the measurement of the arcs will be less than 180 degrees. For me, in my case, I'll just use 2 letters for have at least accuracy of naming them. So as you can see, this is not 180 because 180 is half of the circle. This is just 1/4 of the circle. So that is considered as a minor arc. We can have this one, QR. We can have RS. We can have PU. We can have RQT. And we can have RTS. Of course, the same manner is applied in naming line segments, you can interchange the letters as long as it points out that the measurement of the arcs is less than 180 degrees. Easy, right? So, now let us go to the third categorization, the major arc. So for the major arc, my dear math learners, you just need to make an arc that is bigger than a semicircle, meaning that you will surpass the 180 degrees arc measurement. So, we know that PS is already a semicircle, then you can just move even more to make it greater than 180, giving you, so you could just name as SPU. SPU. So that is SPU. More than 180. You could have like this, URQ. Another is by PST. And so much more, my dear math learners. I hope you get the idea, because basically you can name a lot of major arcs in this given figure. Just make sure that the major arc starts from the endpoint of one diameter, and then it goes more than, or it ends more than the endpoint of that diameter. Easy, right? Now, let us go to the final term. We have the angles. Now, for the angles, my dear math learners, we have two types, the central angle and the inscribed angle. Remember that in naming angles, you can name by the use of this symbol, the angle symbol, and with the use of three letters. Now, in geometry, we know that we can name an angle by the use of one letter, its vertex, but I discourage you to do so, because if you try to name an angle with just one letter, it would give you a very difficult way to distinguish what angle you are talking about. So, to make sure, you can use three letters such that the middle letter or the middle point is the vertex of your angle. Now, let's start first with the central angle. Now, for the central angle, the definition is very simple. It is an angle in the center. Meaning, when we say center, the vertex is the center of the circle. So, any angle that you can see where the vertex is the center of the circle, that is a central angle. In this case, we can name QOR. We can have ROS. We can have angle SOT. We can have angle TOU. We can also have an angle UOP. And we can also have an angle POQ. So those are the central angles in this given figure. Remember, central angles is just angles in the center. Now, I will also add another term which is part of the central angle, but it is under the jurisdiction of the arcs. This is known as the intercepted arc. Now, the intercepted arc is a relationship with the angles. Basically, if you consider this angle, this POQ angle or QOP angle, it intercepts this arc, right? This arc that is being intercepted, this is what we call intercepted arc. Okay? Now, in the next videos that we will be having, we will discuss the relationship of intercepted arcs as well as solving the measurements of those parts of the circle. Okay? Now, let us go to the last part of the term, and that is the inscribed angles. Okay, math learners, for the inscribed angle, the definition is basically an angle in which its vertex is part of the circle. So, if we look at this one, okay, we can see an angle in which the vertex is part of the circle. So, that is what we call an inscribed angle. We could name RUT. Of course, same as the central angle, inscribed angles has its intercepted arc. If you consider this one, okay, if you consider this one, this RUT, we have the intercepted arc, which is this one. Again, intercepted arc is defined as the arc in which it is enclosed in the inscribed angle or central angle. So, that is basically the terms related to circles and the proper notation on naming them. Again, for radius, diameter, and chord, we use the line segments. For the arcs, we use the symbol arc. Okay? And for angles, we use the symbol angle. So now, this is the time that I will challenge you whether you have understood our topic, and here it is. Okay, math learners, I hope you have a wonderful time on our first discussion about circles. If you do have some questions and inquiries about this topic, then do not forget to put your inquiries in our comment section below. This is still your free access math teacher Ash, and always remember, it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much, God bless, and keep safe always. Congratulations, math learners, for arriving to this part of the video. If you think that this video have helped you, click that like button. And if you think that this channel can change the way you see mathematics, do not forget to click that subscribe button and notification bell. Thank you.